I'd like to introduce you to Professor David Clements.
If my people, who are called by my name, humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land. I think Abraham Lincoln was in a very similar time in history that we are now. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation. Now, no one would tell you that in 1863 that anyone was truly free. By faith, he proclaimed a state of reality that had not yet occurred. But he saw real bondage, real chains. And there were so many laws on the books that made it okay to discipline your slaves, to whip your slaves. The nation was fractured. And the divisions were deepening because the true church, the ecclesia, were also proclaiming in their own way that this is wrong. They took a step forward. They kept taking steps forward until we hit an inflection point, a crisis that led us to war. So 4 months later, a lesser-known proclamation went out from Lincoln. It was a day of national repentance, of prayer, of fasting, of humiliation, a day of humility. A lot of people don't know that that was one of the proclamations, but just 18 months later, after that proclamation, any national leader kept the covenant, God moved swiftly, and a miraculous vote was achieved just 18 months later, which led to the abolishment of slavery. And unfortunately, sleepy Joe Biden can't make this work because he's not legitimate. He's a usurper. So I'm going to ask you all to pray and call on those that were robbed of their rightful places because of inaccurate weights and measures, because of divers weights being applied to the scales of justice, that you pray, reach out to them any way that you can, and call them to set forth a day of national repentance. That means, yes, Donald Trump needs to be called for this very, very specific, solemn occasion. But if he does, and if we follow through as a nation, you're going to see something that you've never seen before. Victory. Real victory. Not the fake thing that we've been seeing over the past 30 years. The veil's been torn. We see just how demonic our culture is. We see it. And now that we see it, and now that we see the chains, we see the machines, they see what we're doing to our children. Many of you are hopeless. Do not be hopeless. Just meet God's conditions. So I pray for that day where we have soon a national call for repentance.